Well, your All-Star Wrestling ring, again. Oops. Had a little trouble with the microphone cord here. There we go. We got enough. And making his appearance now, Bob Geigel. You got a lot of fans with you, Bob. They seem to do a lot of hollering while you're in there, but by George, once you come out here, they're on your team. Maybe they're a little afraid of you.
Down deep in their heart, they got good taste. They appreciate a great wrestler. That's right.
Well, about Ramirez, of course, we've seen blood spilled in the ring here on the last two All-Star Wrestling televised matches, and he's going to have to do something about that condition. Doesn't this more or less leave him at the mercy of his opponent?
Every time I looked at that Ramirez, his big nose, I thought about the Stomper, and that's just what's going to happen to the Stomper. And you want me to show you, Fred Everett, how easy it is to bring blood out of the nose? Come here, let me show you, Fred.
I just assumed you did. No, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I'll take your word for it.
Hey, it'll flow, Fred. You probably got a little blood in your veins, too.
No, I'm sure I have. I'll take your word for it if it's all the same to you. Okay?
Listen, I listened to you talk to Jerry Miller, and I listened to you talk to Bob Brown. Now, I want to say something on behalf of Bob Brown, nothing on behalf of Jerry Miller. Bob Brown is a great wrestler. He's going to be one of the top wrestlers in the United States. Bob Brown has got a lot of courage. He's a sneaky kind of wrestler.
I noticed.
He sneaks around, and his opponent thinks he's got him beat, and all the time Bob Brown is thinking this guy's building up his ego, and then when the time is right, Bob Brown lowers the boom.
Right.
He's big enough. You know, the guy weighs 238, 242. Right. He's strong. He's got a lot of moxie in the head and in the ring. And I predict if Jerry Miller wants to save face, save a lot of pain and mental agitation, he shouldn't show up for this match with Bob Brown.
Well, what about yourself with the Stomper this week?
Well, I told you once before how the Stomper got his name. Somebody stomped his head brains out, and they called him the Stomper from then on because he didn't have anything upstairs.
Well, he brings a lot of meanness into the ring and 280 pounds to boot. Have you been conditioning yourself, trying to pick up a little extra weight so that you'll be more evenly matched, or do you think it's an even match to start with?
No, it's not an even match to start with because mentally I've got the guy way outnumbered. I've wrestled the guy on 2 occasions before. He usually cheats. He finds some way to get his hand up in the air, but this is going to be different this time. You know, the guy's big and strong, like you say, but the guy is strong every place but here, and he's not strong here. He's very weak here. I'm going to tie him up in a metal knot and then set on him like a bundle of blub.
Well, if you say so. Sir, you'll have to keep your seat. Sir, I'll have to ask you once again, please keep your seat. This gentleman getting a little too excited and carried away here. And now it's Stoppers with his fingers locked behind Frank Hickey's neck. Uh-oh, Hickey trying for the bear hug, and Frank is just big enough to carry this off. Carries a lot of weight and strength in those arm muscles. The Stomper's never been bear hugged before successfully, to my knowledge. Yeah, it's a bit of a standoff. So each man breaking away, trying for a different hold. It's Hickey who's successful. Stomper in trouble over there in the corner. First time we've really seen him bewildered. I don't know whether Hickey caught him in the eyes or what. Stomper is befuddled. And now it's Hickey outside that ring, giving him a whiplash. Wow. That hurts the neck. Now it's Stomper to the attack. Stomping that head. Boy, Hickey can't take that. He's no defense against that stomp. It's that sumo stomp. It's been the Stomper stock in trade. That's where he got his name. The Stomper, an experienced sumo wrestler. Many times, even quicker sometimes than the eye can detect, will use some of those sumo holds to weaken an opponent. I've had some of the fellas tell me that some of these things came at him a little too fast for their own good. And it had happened and was over before they could even realize that it had happened. All of a sudden, they were on the mat trying to recover with their shoulders flat to the canvas. But it's usually that stomp. He may set him up with something else. But his pinning hold is that Mongolian stomp. That sumo stomp. Now trading forearm blows. And Hickey spending a lot of time on the mat. Sir, take your seat a moment, please. Those trunks. Finally meets the attack with a knee of his own. Stomper better watch his conditioning. He's been gotten to in this match more easily. Sir, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where's the officer? Sir? Sir? Sorry, we don't allow this. Officer, I know you're willing. You talked about it once before. You just come back over here and sit down. I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't want to tangle with this fellow. One time when he came up and talked to us, found out that he had over 300 pounds packed on that crane. I've forgotten who it was he wanted to wrestle before, John. Who was the big fellow he had in here before the Stomper? Trying to remember. Was it Nielsen? Yes, Art Nielsen. This fella gets a little bit too aroused sometimes. As we've said before, we're always tickled to death to have you folks write in for tickets and come down and see our studio wrestling matches. All-Star Wrestling, but we do ask that you kind of keep your head a little and your seat as well. He's exhibiting an eagerness to wrestle. After we got off the air one time, John, this fella came over to me and said that he wanted very much. Boy, his head really cracked that time. Wow. That he wanted very much to wrestle, and would I put him in touch with the commissioner or the promoters? And I did make remarks about it to the people in charge. But, of course, they said that they didn't want to deal with any amateurs. All the experienced people could get in the ring, because you'd be surprised no matter how much weight you carry into the ring with you. Holy cow, this match is over. No matter how much weight you carry into the ring with you, it takes some wrestling knowledge and experience as well to do the job. And the Mongolian Stomper has just vanquished Frank Hickey in the time of the match. 7 minutes and 38 seconds. 7:38. And Hickey getting a bit of a rub down over there in the corner, trying to gather his wits about him.
Hey, I'll wrestle you.
Sir?
I'll wrestle you.
I think he's about willing to wrestle anybody. Sir, if you'll just keep your seat. All-Star Wrestling will continue in just a moment, right after we take this brief time out.
I'll wrestle you.
Sir? So many times when we get the wrestlers in here, and these fellas get a little bit carried away, and a fellow like the Stomper here, who's accustomed to some violence and some activity, takes a look at him, and it looks like you're about ready to take him on yourself.
You see, Bob Gaggle brought his brother. See him sitting on the end over there?
Brother? As far as I know, they're not related.
Just like he wrestles, too, like that guy. Well, I want to tell you something. You know, I never did like tag matches,
Yeah.
but I like single matches, and I got Bob Geigel next Thursday night, and I've been waiting for months for this. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to do to him like I done to Valentine, the Bruiser, and all the rest of them.
You've done it to all of them. There's no
I
question about it.
predicted it, and you know that. But every time I get in there by myself, I don't want any partner. I can handle anybody myself. Anybody that steps in that ring against me knows they're going to get beat.
Right.
And I've been waiting for this sneak for a long time, and I got him next Thursday night. And I'm going to tell you something. He won't be around here with his old bald head and his big pot belly talking and screaming about what he's going to do to me. Because after next Thursday night, you won't even see him in this studio. Because that's going to be the end of old Bob Geigel.
That's
And his
Geigel and the
brother, too,
Stomper.
over there. He can take him along with him.
Well, here's word right now that has just been handed to me that the promoters, having seen this fella and how big he is standing up against the ring, have decided to put him in action this coming Thursday night. And Johnny Ramirez, who was just on television moments ago, has volunteered to take him on. Holy cow. Well, as I remember, this fella weighs in at something around 300 pounds, around your weight, and Ramirez at 237.
It's all in his belly and his bald head, just like Geigel. That's where all his weight is. And I want to tell you something. After I finished with Geigel, I've been after these promoters for the last 6 months because I want a match with Lou Thesz. He's been shying away from me in every city I've went. But I'm going to talk it over now, and I got a match coming up, I hope, in the near future.
Well, there you have it, the Mongolian Stomper, and he'll be matched against Bob Geigel this coming week. I still can't believe this message. This is, come over here a minute, sir. As far as I know, this is unprecedented. And now, can you come over here a minute, sir? I know he has a little difficulty with English. Are we out of time on All-Star Wrestling? Are we out of time completely? It's all over. Well, I'm very sorry. I did want a chance to talk to you. I know you showed me your citizenship papers some months ago when we first had a chance to talk. What is your name, sir?
They just call me the Ox.
The Ox?
The Ox.
Well, I can understand why. Did you tell me once before that you packed close to 300 pounds on that frame?
Yes, I weigh over 300 pounds.
Well,
I've been all over the country. I want to wrestle, get in there and scuffle around with them people, and they always throw me out, and I've been in jail all over.
Listen, I know that we're running out of time here on our All-Star Wrestling, and I'd like to have a chance to talk to you. Maybe sometime you can be on television, but it's going to be this coming Thursday night. You'll be matched against Johnny Ramirez, the fella that Geigel wrestled today. I do want to wish you good luck.
Did you get me a wrestling match?
Yes, sir. Mr. Simpson, the promoter, just watched it and was watching you today, and he's going to put you in the wrestling ring.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't have anything to do with it. That's your All-Star Wrestling for today. You never know what's going to happen. See us again next week.